cups already.
I tried for some. I went to bed early last night, but
good morning, everybody. You want to bring us in there?
Yeah. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Or actually, it's afternoon for me. You freaking time zone narcissist. It's noon in Texas. You calm down.
You got 7 minutes past the noon.
It's still afternoon. What? That's what the whole phrase is. Afternoon. Okay, so you calm down.
Yeah. Good morning from California.
There you go. Welcome everybody to ACES532. Ed Parcaut and myself. So Ed and I are hopping on, catching back up. I wasn't here on Tuesday. I was at an event.
Neither was I.
Yeah, there you go. Then we weren't here on Tuesday.
You know, what?
Actually,
I was like, oh, it's 10 o'clock. Monday.
Yeah.
No, it's freaking Tuesday.
Well, because we had the holiday, right? You had President's Day in there, kind of threw everything like for a loop. It's just been a crazy week. Monday, spoke in an event, and it was also President's Day. So kiddo was out of school, did that, and then went back. We stayed at a hotel that night. It was a lot of fun because they put us up at a nice Hilton that's here in Dallas called the Statler. And so kiddo loved this huge tub and the robes and everything that went with it. So it was quite a bit of fun. And then went back, dropped her off at school, drove back to Dallas again, and then did a Tuesday training. And then Tuesday night, I got a text from Janine Driver that she was coming to Dallas for an event. So dropped kid off at school Wednesday. And the cool thing was her event was literally in the same city as where my daughter goes to school. So got to go hang out with Janine Driver, and then went with her to her client presentation.
People who don't know who Janine Driver is.
Oh, body language expert. If you guys know me, you should know because I constantly talk about her book. You say more than you think.
When you're finally sick of saying something, people are just now listening.
Ah, there you go. But no, so Janine was in town, so I got to go hang out with her. So it's been a fun week so far.
Oh my goodness, our brand's wrong on here. What the hell happened to that?
I didn't do it.
It's me. There it is.
But I did forget to go kick off the Instagram. Hold, please.
No holding. You just keep moving.
Okay, there it goes.
And I was actually surprised I was able to change it because usually it's like, you can't change this
within a certain period of time, right?
No, I'm talking the logo wise. It always gives me problems where you can do it. I can't. Yeah.
I thought you meant the other part.
No, the other part's easy.
But so got to go hang out with Janine and her client, and they're a big client, but then they invited us to dinner last night. It's been a fun full week. What about you?
I just been working on the VA claim builder. Got that, keep making it smarter and everything else. And then actually start working on that pod veteran again. My cut up the MP4s all the way through so you don't have to do it. And I got into fun because I did everything for the sound and all that. Then the next step was to cut up like Opus clips.
Yep.
And what a nightmare to create that user interface and everything. And then finally got it done. It's I got the regular size, mid-size, long, and the full looking great. The shorts, I want a certain way, and it's fighting me on it.
Gotcha.
I could do it easy, just like, you put you in the middle, put the title at the top, two people in the middle, title on top, and the thing on the bottom, the transcription. But I want one talking, then the other person talking. And it's like, it's only one camera. No, it's two cameras.
Right.
And so it's just hard, you're fighting something that has to learn. And everything I've did on the VA claim builder was a fight to get it to where I wanted it.
Sure.
And just because I'm pushing the limits and I know how to push its limits, and that's what I've done. And I'm doing the same thing on the pod veteran, which is I think I already said it was to cut up your podcast for you and then automatically send it out. So you don't need your VAs, your virtual assistants.
Well, that's we're talking with a group again this week, and that's what everybody was talking about is just the amount of jobs that are being wiped away because of AI. And one of the events I spoke at last week, a guy was talking about how he replaced most of his VA team through AI. That was on AI Morning Club. The guy talked the other day. Yeah. He came on and talked about how it's not meant to like displace people, but you don't need people anymore. So even VAs that were costing $6 an hour, people are looking at going, do I even really need that anymore? Because AI can do so much.
Right. And it's not really $6 an hour. It's how much you give this firm to oversee them and everything else. And totally, I can see it. I can see the change coming. I can see it's going to be where everybody thought was the middle management going to be gone this year. It's going to be the year of VA gone this year.
You think that's what's going to be? Yeah.
But not executive assistants.
Correct.
VAs. those are going to be worth their money, because they're doing more than the easy, busy work that we don't want to touch.
Yeah.
Because once I finish this podcasting veteran thing, that you can do that whole thing with your podcast, you don't need maybe you have one person who can handle 25 podcasts in an hour or two. You know what I mean? You're dropping the MP4s in, it automatically sets it up. You just have to verify it. Well, why can't your executive assistant that you have oversee that? Versus, you don't need somebody to cut up your thumbnails. You don't need somebody to cut up the video. You don't need somebody to edit your sound. It's done it for you automatically.
Yeah. Well, that's people have got to start figuring out what can you still do better than AI? And you don't even have to do it better. I mean, because that's the whole thing. People are still like, good enough. I'll just use AI for it. And what was it that OpenClaw just got bought out by OpenAI? And so they're talking about that's a big agentic software that was out there. So for anybody who hasn't been keeping up with this, you've got Manus, which was bought by Meta, aka Facebook, Instagram, right? Gemini just keeps getting better and better as you go. Claude itself has gone kind of quiet. I'm not seeing a whole lot of people really talk about Claude as much anymore. And then with OpenAI buying out this company called Claw, CLAW, that's a lot of agent-related work, or what they call agentic AI. But you can see it's a race to see who can get the best AI out there and who's going to steal from the other people. OpenAI, aka ChatGPT, was on the front runner, and it had the highest adoption rate. So that's where people are going. But then we're seeing, as the other platforms get easier or get better, I see a lot more people that we know who used to be ChatGPT 100% now saying Gemini is their go-to.
Right. But the normal population's not going to jump.
Right.
That's the thing. Claude was out there for ChatGPT. Sorry, not Claude. Was out there first. That's the early adopters are going to stay with it because they've already set up all their GPTs. They've done all that stuff.
Exactly.
Moving. The people like us are the ones going, okay, we need the next best thing. And this is the year of getting back to what you're supposed to focus on only. Do what you do best. I interviewed a guy yesterday on Enter Edison, and he helps. I mean, he made his first million at 35. He's worth a lot of money now. He's making more money at 67 than he did at his early on, and he made a lot of money. And he's like, first thing I would tell you, Ed, you need to do your brand. You need to focus on. I was like, okay, well, I know my brand. I know exactly what it is. And I told him what I've done. He goes, you should have paid somebody to do that vibe coding for you. I'm like, okay, sure.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, and he's right to a point, but this is the year of using the AI so that you can focus on what you do best.
Right.
And I built out a couple of websites for a couple of friends of mine that I was going to connect them to go high level. And then I started thinking about it. For most people, all the thing is in go high level, they'll never use.
Right.
They just need an easy CRM, or even some of these old school sales guys, they need an Excel spreadsheet. They don't even want a CRM. They don't even want to move this to the next opportunity and to the next. They don't want to do that. They just want to go, give me the phone, boom, 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 and be done.
That's what Steve was. Steve was a Google Sheet guy, or he was actually an Excel sheet. He wasn't even a Google Sheets.
And so sometimes this stuff can get in your way. It's too much. So I built out their sites to where it collects all that information, sends it to them when they first talk to them, and then each week sends an update of who reached out to them, and then they can go in and download the sheet and then just finalize it that way. Yes, they can then move it into some type of newsletter or whatever, and that's what's going to be done next. But that's why it took, and it was like, wow, you can build out smaller CRMs, websites and stuff to do everything to where you don't need all that additional stuff.
When Go High Level, for example, came out, since they're the one that most people use now.
I don't get me wrong, I love them. I like everything about them, but I still don't even use it fully at all myself.
And that's exactly why they allow you to white label it, and you can hide everything. So you can make it idiot proof. Like, you see those like the old people remotes where it's like got 4 buttons. It's like channel and volume and power, and that's it. Because when they give them a remote that looks like this, they're like, oh shit, I don't know what to do. So they'll give them the very simple, almost like going like Apple, and just go, okay, these are the only buttons you need. That's what a lot of people are having to do with software. Is it's great that they have everything known to man that you can do, but how do you idiot proof it, for the rest?
Right, but it's even moving along the opportunity tabs and the communication stuff. It's great. the AI is great, but the AI still messes up. I have to go in there and stop it half the time because it says shit. I can't do that. You need to get. I'm supposed to be talking to Ed. Why are you in there? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, and it's great, and I'm getting there. I'm sorry. I like a lot of it, but some of it is just for most people, they don't want it. And I'm talking like 50 and older. Maybe 45 and older. They just want old school. Boom. I want to do this. I don't want the fancy stuff anymore. I want to be able to get to it, done with it, and put it down and walk away.
Right. Well, and that's where I think a lot of people are, is how do we simplify? Because we keep giving people a new shiny object every single day. You know, especially you'll get on what? Well, so we're in that AI Morning Club. It's part of the Ignite membership that we're part of. Anybody who wants to learn more about it, reach out to Ed or I. We'll tell you the pros of it all. It's an amazing mastermind to be a part of.
Funny how you said no cons.
What's that?
The only con, so the pros versus cons of it, the only con is there's too much stuff.
That's exactly where I was going to go. Is the challenge is somebody new who comes on as expert is a different version of AI. Then all of a sudden you're like, oh shit, do I go that one? Do I stay with where? So you almost have to disassociate on some of them.
And I do. And a lot of times I don't even go to the AI Morning Club because I can't handle any more information right now. I need to finalize. I was so happy when I finally finalized these 2 projects I did. I was done with them. And then my VA claim bridge is pretty much done. I was like, oh, so good. And then I'm like, I wonder if that is. And then it's like, no, it wasn't. You know, there's just, so you keep going.
Yeah. The other thing, I think what I'm seeing after the 5 conferences I went to this month is we are going to go into where referrals are king, meaning your marketing can be good, AEO, you know, meaning AI will recommend you, Google you, whatever. But I think people are going to go back to trusting referrals more than anything, because AI has leveled the playing field of anybody can put out a quality looking website, marketing campaign, whatever, and you don't know if they suck or not. And so because the younger kids who are better with AI and everything else are putting out these amazing websites, funnels to capture everybody's information, but they can't deliver on the product. This is my crystal ball, is we're going to see people going back to referral based business versus lowest cost.
And so I've always been referral based, because that's the built-in trust with referral base. That's the reason. Because I'm in a high trust environment with mortgages. I create the largest debt in your life. I have a professional responsibility to help you manage that debt. I've said that a few times, as you can tell.
Yeah, you practice it in front of the mirror.
That was from Todd, that was actually from Todd Duncan back in 2008. It was a whole thing to say, and I cut it down to just that, and it works because But you're right. It's been a trust business. I prefer referral. I know that they have a built-in trust at a certain point. It's like Steve used to say, is it better for you to tell somebody everything about you and what you've done, or is it better for somebody else to tell that person everything about you and how important you are? That's the difference.
It is. But let's go the inverse of that.
Nope.
So many people are going TikTok. Like, I know people who buy stuff off TikTok left and right. I'm like, where'd you get that from? Oh, I found it on TikTok.
My wife does that.
My stepdad does that with stuff. My dad, I mean, everybody's buying everything. I'm like, where'd you get that? Oh, TikTok. So I think people are still being wowed by people they see online. But I do think when it's going to go to high-end purchases, referrals going to be the way to go. Because again, with AI photos, AI marketing, everything, websites being done by AI, you don't know who can deliver. So you want that trust factor, and that is referrals carry trust. Because if somebody else is willing to vouch for you, that means that they believe in you also. That's why I've talked with you about, I recently started using for speaker service something called Talkadot. And the reason that you put up a QR code, instead of just sending them to my website and capturing that information, is it gives them third-party testimonials where it's not just me picking through, and finding the best ones to throw on my website. It's third-party. They answer all the questions, and I get a report that can say, hey, look what the last attendee said from the last event. And that's what it's going to take, is it's going to take referrals and references going forward. That's my prediction for the second half of, I'd say second quarter to end of 2026, is it's going to go to references and referrals and not just marketing.
I could see that too. I never got away from that. I mean, a $25 product on TikTok is nothing compared to, thousands and thousands of dollars. You're always going to ask and check. You're going to check reviews. I check reviews on everything. I bought my knee for icing. I bought this whole splint that does, compression and ices in the middle, because I had this hot. I forget the name of the company, but I've had something else forever and I've loved
You've
it.
had
So
hot flashes?
yeah, exactly. I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, getting
Yeah.
really old there. It's got to be the 5 hours of sleep I'm on.
There you go.
Anyway, so I checked the reviews on it and people are like, well, this is what happened. This is what happened. And I got it. And it was like the best thing I ever found. But
Mhm.
I'm probably going to have to take it back because it's not getting as cold as it was. And it's not
Mm.
getting this and that. And that's what happens with certain things. And that's what I look at reviews on everything.
Yeah.
How to see it. So that's how things are going to be going forward. Just like you said, back to the way it was
Mhm.
prior to the last probably 10 years.
Yeah.
Or
It
let's
is.
say 5 years. Yeah.
The buzzword is, trust recession. We don't trust what we see anymore, especially with AI pumping out more stuff. Like you, I bought something that I found on, I think it was Instagram. It was like these sheets that keep you cool. And I forget the name of the company. And they did for like 4 months. And now it doesn't do it anymore. I'm like, okay, well, that wasn't a good investment if I have to buy a brand new sheets every 4 months, But
That's
I
why you
do
buy it
think,
from Costco so you can take it back.
and I go by Amazon whenever it says, what's the little black label, like highly recommended or Amazon choice. A lot of times that's how I make my decisions. I go and look at how many people have ever written a referral, which is dumb because I rarely ever leave a referral.
Nobody ever did.
But I go and look and be like, well, if 300 people did it versus 8, that's the product I'm going to go with, which is, again, dumb because I buy a ton of stuff from Amazon. I never give it referrals or ratings. So that's the other question. Are people buying their own product and creating the ratings? I don't know. I'm kind of curious.
Well, that's just like the, Amazon book, the top, whatever you call it,
The published author, number one author.
Yeah. Well, number one in this, whatever category that is.
Yeah.
And what they do is they make the electronic version 99 cents and have everybody buy it. And then some leave a review, but some don't. But just so many of those, now you're the number one seller in that market.
Yes. Well, it's the same. We were talking about, we were in New York. I was in New York. Everybody just buys the billboard space now. And that's the new thing that you see everybody. Before it was like, oh, I'm on local news, where now it is pay to have your picture up in Times Square. So at a certain time you walk up and go, and then your whatever's in the background. And when I found out what that costs, I'm like, that's actually,
huh? What is it? 40 grand?
No. If depending on when you get it, you can buy like up to 3 seconds at a time for an hour. I'll do like 3 seconds for this 1 hour, $500.
Oh, wow. That's cheap.
So that's why you see everybody going there, and they're in New York and they pay whatever they pay. So it depends on how much time, how big a screen, but you can get it for as little as $500, and then everybody's out there going, So,
well, I mean, it's like best-selling New York author and all those things that used to be really important. Then they went all about cash. How much money you got? What do you want to pay me?
Yeah. Well, and you're right. So now that New York Times bestseller is gone, there is another company that's trying to create that. But what people who aren't in this industry will learn is most things are pay to play. Yep. Meaning if you want to get on something, it's kind of like everybody, well, not everybody, a lot more people are familiar with the Better Business Bureau. And one of the things is, if anybody ever complains, they give you an opportunity to respond and do things, but you can also buy, like, just like on Instagram here, I have the check mark. I pay $15 a month for. Do you get a lot from it? No, but they offer support and extra services that you don't get if you don't have the blue check mark.
Well, it used to mean something like you were you've done all those different things, and now you just, here, let me pay. Now I have a blue check mark. And if you don't know that, you think it's important, and it's really not important.
Yeah. It was vetted. So up before 2 years ago, it was a vetted thing that you had to have been on so many podcasts or published so many articles or been on so many stages. Like it used to cost like $3 to $5 grand to go through the vetting process. Like if you had somebody do it, and now $15 a month.
Because I paid somebody to do that on one of them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And I paid so much to go through the vetting process in the beginning. I think that was on YouTube originally.
I didn't realize I've heard let's talk about different ways to make yourself look larger on social media. When I first got started, I was encouraged to buy followers, and I was lucky enough that organically videos hit. I never had to buy followers. I didn't realize you can do that for podcasts, so that you pay all these companies go download your podcast. I didn't realize people were doing that for LinkedIn, to go and like their comments and everything. I've heard of people creating pods, and that is, hey, let's get a group together and let's all support each other when we post. I had no idea there were all these businesses like Instagram. Yes. Facebook. Yes. Because nonstop, I'll get hit up by somebody who has 40 posts and 400,000 followers. And they're like, I can help you. And I'm like, I'm not going to buy anybody. But I had no idea there were all these other side businesses making yourself look larger across all platforms.
The problem is they're all from India.
Yes.
That's the problem. I mean, even your book reviews, you can hire these companies to get you thousands of book reviews of your book. The problem is they're all out of India.
Yeah.
When they hit me up and I was like, all right, sounds like a great idea, but where do they say they're from?
Yes.
Well, and nobody goes back past the first whatever. I'm like, so what? I don't care. I don't want them to go, because I would go back that far to see how real these are.
Yeah.
And if you found out that you cheated, you're done.
Well, there was what was the one Steve told us about? Social Blade, I think, is the website that you can go and see who pays for it or not. And he gave us an example at one of the speakeasies where this one lady was buying like 10,000 followers a month or 100,000 followers. And so what you'd see is it go up, go down, go up, go down every single month, because it's like anything else. Once you pay for it, well, those bots fall off. So unless you're going to continuously pay for it, you're going to see people's numbers plummet.
Right. It's supposed to help you get more people to subscribe, but people don't subscribe anymore.
Correct.
I mean, they do, but you really have to push them to. And the positive thing is you don't need the subscriptions for your stuff to go viral. That's the best part. In the past on YouTube, the only way things would go viral is if you had a lot of subscribers.
Correct.
And now it's all about the video. It's all about the
views and not, like
I'm just saying, but it's also about how good your video is, not how many followers you are.
Right. Well, and they still, though, to monetize YouTube, you still have to have some crazy metric. It's like 1,000 hours of watch time. Well, it's 1,000 subscribers, but there's another one. Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah, it's not that, Brian.
Yeah.
You know what people do?
What?
They pay for that.
Probably.
No, they do. And then they build it after that.
Yeah, you have to have.
It's just like when you first start a channel, in order to get your name on it, you have to have 100 subscriptions.
Yeah.
Subscribers. Yeah.
It's well, now they dropped it to 500 subscribers minimum, but you have to have 3,000 hours of videos watched in a year. Or
is that long form or short form?
Short form's 3 million. So you have to have 3 million views in 90. Let me see. Yeah, you have to have 3 million views for valid public short views. And then you have to have 3,000 valid publicly watched hours of your content.
Yeah, but that's not hard to do.
The 3 million views isn't, but the 3,000 hours of watch, if you're not doing long form content.
But if you're doing one or the other, if you got do the short form.
Yeah, so I don't know. Well, here, I'll get your opinion.
You can go into the monetization to see if you're there yet.
Right. Well, that's what I was just looking at here. I'll show you. Share screen.
But again, people don't. I mean, the guy I'm going live at 11, Raider HQ After Dark. He's got 11,000 followers on YouTube, and he's been doing it for a couple years. But it's the content people want that he's giving out.
Yeah,
I can't really see that.
You can't see that. Is it too small?
Yeah. Like she said.
There you go. Right. Yeah. So you have to have at least 500 subs or subscribers. You have to upload at least 3 videos, within the last however long.
You did.
Right. But it's right here. It's the 3,000 hours of public watch
short time. And you don't have anything on shorts, right? Are you not doing shorts anymore?
I haven't done YouTube. Henry's helped me redo my YouTube. And so we're kind of staying away from shorts for a little bit.
Yeah. It's so, but you are all shorts. I'm sorry.
I am all shorts. And that's what I'm working with him on, is going away from shorts and back to.
I would say why you're all shorts. That's everything that you do.
Is that right?
Yeah. See how you, but see how you were, see how we over here like this side to side. So I can do that now on my short stuff on my Pod Veteran.
Oh, nice.
But I want us to look like over here where you and I can see each other on top of each other.
Yeah.
And it's having that problem.
Gotcha.
I mean, and it won't take like this video. If I upload it, it doesn't store this one over here. And so it's like, okay, what do we do?
Some of what you're having to fix.
Yeah.
Yeah. My
my poor American bullies having a nightmare. He's running.
Well, can't hear anything. That's the good news.
Oh, you take the mic down though?
That'd be kind of funny because usually he's snoring, right?
Yeah, it ain't gonna reach.
Yeah. All right. So since it's the new year, right?
Yeah.
You talked about before you had events you were thinking about attending. Obviously, you're working on to help the veterans with getting their disability, right?
That's correct.
Benefits. What else are you really seeing that you're going to focus on? Like, I need to launch my own podcast this year. I've been saying that for forever. I need to get out a very simple book that people can buy. And while I work on the long-term book, what are you going to work
on? Don't know. I'm working on the Veterans Benefit Company, all that stuff, putting all that together on top of everything else I'm doing.
Yeah.
What I think I need to do is focus more.
Gotcha.
The issue is I do so much.
Yeah.
I really do. I have like multiple things going at the same time. And that's all because of my PTSD that they tell me that's how I cope with it, is because that way I don't
take on more tasks.
I don't think about things. I just focus on what I'm building. Sure. I'm really enjoying still building things out because I'm learning a lot, and now I can do it much faster. And I've learned some tricks. And the podcast, I'm probably going to focus more on my Helping the Brave podcast and get rid of my Inner Edison podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Because I had that one for 5 years and I like it, and I have a ton in the can, and old school ton in the can, and a bunch still record, but I need to focus more on the veteran thing because that's where everything is.
Well, I mean, it's a greater good, right? I mean, the podcast is good. What's interesting is, for those who don't know about his Inner Edison podcast, tell them what the basis of it is when you invite guests on.
Your greatest compliments come from your greatest defeats.
And how many people didn't want to talk about failure?
They do now, because I tell them how I stopped it. But I also learned that what I should have done is started it back up under Inner Edison 2 or Inner Edison Revisioned or something. You know what I mean? A totally different name.
Yeah.
That way it would have taken off better than trying. Because I talked to the guy I talked to, was yesterday or one of the days this week, I interviewed another guy. Same issue. He wanted a sabbatical for a year, turned off all his social media, turned off everything, came back, and he cannot. And I said, yeah, it's exactly the same thing. Once you do it, everybody leaves and doesn't come back. And you can't.
So you have to start from scratch.
You're better off starting a new one. So if you're going to take a sabbatical or stop something, just say, this is my last episode of this. When I come back, I'm going to do X, and then have that one there. Because you only need 21 episodes to get in the top 1% of all podcasts. So, and when you come back, do a daily one. And we're like, daily? Well, you don't have to record it every day. You can record it one day, 5 episodes, and then it's like,
that's just it.
I just 14 episodes a week of what I'm doing is a lot, and I need to cut back. So,
yeah. Well, especially you said that the business you've been in for 3 decades is picking back up again.
Yeah, but it's not. And so I'll still do that, but only for veterans and occasional people. But it's all about, when we're talking about trust and what we're doing with AI, it's all about using my AI to make myself so I have more free time to do what I want to do. And so I got to focus on that. I really enjoy. I'm getting tired of Perry sending me something new constantly. Hey, I got this. They need to. For smart as they are, they need to go through and find out who are subscribers and who are not subscribers.
Well, that's kind of funny. Yeah, because I got that same voice text and email and everything yesterday. I do like what they're doing, and I was not able to attend yesterday, but they said, look, we're tired of people coming in and not building anything. So they're spending the next month. Like the last Wednesday was, do you have an LLC? Have you registered a domain? They went very simple to help people go through all the different aspects of actually starting a business.
Right.
Because there's a lot of people who come in, they're like, okay, yes, I'll do this. But they don't have any entities. They don't do anything else. So they're trying to go through and say, like, let's walk you from beginning to end to get your a true business going. So, get your EIN number, get your LLC first, then you get your EIN number, or let's say you're an S Corp or C Corp, whatever. Get your what is it called?
Tax ID.
Yeah, your tax ID. What's before that? Get your entity. So decide what's the best entity for you.
Well, we know what they should do. They should go through their people and tell them, okay, do you have they have a business name,
right?
It's the people who signed up.
Yes.
Separate those out from the people who don't have a business name.
Right. Well, they're just wanting to start with everybody from scratch and say, let's level set. And so that's what they're doing on Wednesdays now for the next, I think, month.
Right. Because I canceled that. I started listening to it. I'm like, I don't need this one.
Yeah. So I didn't listen to it yesterday because I was with Janine Driver. But I'm going to go back and watch a replay because I already have my LLC in place. but it's a question, okay, what else do I need to do right? And I'm excited because eventually they're going to get into SBA like loans. Yes, that too. Whole other story. I'll tell you on other stuff. Yeah, but how to do SBA loans, how to do like other things. So that's what I'm excited to sit in with. That is, then they did say this year what they're thinking about doing is they have too many people who sign up who don't do anything. And so they're going to make it like, show us your homework or you can't renew for the next year. Because it's not a money maker, right? It's $3,000 for a year, which I can't believe it's that cheap for what you get in terms of daily calls Monday through Friday. Then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, there's working calls. There's the CRM calls where you get on, you can ask questions. I mean, it's just a ton. And then they have 4 or 5 events a year, 4 in person, and then several that are virtual. But they're basically saying they are tired of note takers who come in and don't do anything, because then it drags the brand down. They want everybody to say, I came in and I made money. I made more than my money back to do it. So it'll be interesting to see what they do for the rest of the year.
Yeah, but they also need to connect with us. What I mean, individually, because you and I signed up. They said, you get this amount of time with Perry. Have we heard anything about that? Have we?
I did. I got the email did you not fill out? There was a Jot form or something came out last week.
Nope.
That asked you a bunch of questions that they were going to review before they set up the time with you.
No, I didn't get anything.
All right, I'll find my copy and forward it to you. I'll tell you what day it came out. But yeah, so that one they finally did work on. So I think Perry's gathering the information because you had to list website. What do you sell? What's your product? Give examples. It was like, I want to say it was like 20 to 30 questions.
Yeah, because they have no idea. They help me out so much, but I can't. And I don't want to be the one. The guys who are talking to them all the time are the pain in the asses. They really, it's like they're like that one. You weren't there, but there was a big guy in Nashville that was an ass, and that he never was able to come back to Steve's thing. He was done.
Oh, I heard. Yeah, I wasn't there for it, but I heard
there's people like that, or women and other people who've had their issues, and they're like, you're out of here. Same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because and this was the kick in the gut I need to hear too. But this guy got on and asked a question the other day on the AI morning, and Perry said, look, all you do is you come up and every single time you ask a question, what have you actually created? What have you done, instead of just asking questions to tell me what you're not going to do? And he went hard on the guy. And it wasn't meant to be dickish. It was meant to be one of those, look, are you going to actually do something and take action? Or are you going to sit around and just ask questions about what could go wrong? So I wrote, and you could tell the guy was kind of like, huh. I was like, hey, I needed to hear that too. Yeah. And a lot of people jumped in and said the same thing, because I'm guilty. I'm great at taking notes. You've seen my notes. Up until the flashcard thing, I hadn't taken action. Right. And so I need to take even more action. Like I've got, in the last month or two, I've gone to 6 events, and I have people who fill out the surveys and I haven't contacted them individually. So that's my goal for next week, is get on the phone and talk to people and follow up with them and, see what they really need, instead of just, okay, well, I'll email them, because guess what? AI can do that.
Yeah. Well, you should email them with AI and follow up with a call.
Right. Well, and so
email them with, tell them to sign up a time for you guys to talk.
Yeah.
And send that out through your thing, and then call the ones who have, and then call the other ones who haven't. So.
Well, and what I've been doing since I opt in for SMS is I send a text after I send the email. Hey, I sent you an email. Sometimes I end up in junk or spam, which is true. And then that way, when you call them later, your name shows up as, this might be Brian Galke. So you do the text ahead of time before you call people, because that way it's not just your phone number showing up. Because if you're like me, I get 15 of those. You've been pre-approved for a loan. And so any number I don't recognize, I don't answer.
Now, the text that are you using your actual cell number when when send those texts? Or are you using?
It depends on what the reason for it. If it's somebody that says that they book speakers, then yes, I'm using my real number. But
that was my problem with the Go High Level and using the thing for multiple texting, because even now when they do the podcast, it's not my cell number, it's a thing on there, and it goes through the AI and everything, and so then I got to tell them that's not really my number. Here's my, you know what I mean? That's my problem.
Yes, getting notifications, because unless I'm logged into High Level, I don't know that they've responded back in text. Email kind of. I wish
have the app on your phone.
I do, but it doesn't always ding me when I get one, because the problem is if I turn it on to ding, every Instagram message I get, it dings also.
Yeah, forget.
So I'd like it to be more broken out. Like I go in and I send the initial email out through High Level, and then but it's linked to my Gmail, so I get it in dual places, right? I wish it did that with SMS, where it said, hey, you got one from your work SMS, but you could see it on your actual phone.
Yeah, so I'm going to go in and stop the SMS. because I don't care about SMS. I mean, I do, but I'm going to go over
care.
here, but I don't want it over here and over here. And then I got to clear this one, even though I've already done it over here.
Right.
Because my wife will send something to me on Instagram and I got it like 3 places. So I got to clear 3 places. Yeah. I mean, it's
just
that's what I don't want. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now what you could do is I could set up just my business. So but the Instagram is everything. If you had just a business account and you connected it that way, that'd be one thing, right? The guy that I helped create the waterhealthcoach.com, he's got an Instagram page just of that can be connected so that everything's business on there for him, not the personal stuff.
Sorry, I got to send a message for my kid's school before I forget.
She cannot do PE.
Yeah, it's a whole other thing that's going on right now. Now she want to go to an after school thing. That would be okay.
All right, we got a call. I know I'm going to get it short, but we got I got my Raider thing in 17 minutes.
Knock it out.
And I got to get some more coffee and
sure. Take us out then. Take us out.
Don't tell me what to do. Are you here? What's your week like next week?
Well, jury duty on Tuesday, and then I speak in an event on Thursday. So I might be here Tuesday.
You'll be kicked out in no time.
That's why, and it's a juvenile one, so I'm hoping that they what do you call it? They plead out before we ever go. But yeah, February 24th to be determined for my reporting time and figure it out. So
and then Thursday, where you at Thursday?
Speaking at it's called Speakonomics. So it is put together by a local speaker. She brings in people on training newer people on becoming speakers, different skill sets they need, and it's on 26th and 27th. I'm not doing the 27th because I got stuff with the kiddo. But
what are you talking, or are you just there?
Yeah, no, 1 hour speaker. And then there's also a judging competition where everybody's going to get a chance to perform and try and be the next, top speaker for her program. So I'm going to try and attend it, but I've got a lot of school related stuff with the kiddo on Friday. So
don't know what I'm motto, but it's top speaker.
Yes, exactly. If you see those, it's fun because you get to see the growth of people, of where did they start? How did they work on their message? What's their attire? Do they dress up? Do they dress down? Do they have a brand? You get to learn a lot by doing it. Jimmy, who lives out here, he was on, I can't remember what Grant Cardone's was like the next 10X speaker, whatever. Jimmy was in that, and that was like hardcore. They went all around the US and had competitions. Then people made it to Vegas to go to GrowthCon. I mean, it was a full on thing. So,
yeah. Well, that's just not fun anymore.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to let you go.
Yeah.
Right. Appreciate you being here, Brian. Thanks for stopping by, because I have no idea where you are. And I thank you all for watching. Appreciate you, especially on Instagram and YouTube, because they were all over the place. If you like what we do, just subscribe, let people know about us. And we're here Tuesdays and Thursdays each week, and sometimes not.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Have a great day. Bye.